the ability of the attention to not be trapped by a certain object, but to be
Right.
open to everything that is coming into it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Including from the
Mm.
self,
Right.
as
Yeah,
opposed
of
to like
course. Yes.
alienating from the self. Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be said. Yeah, some people might want to, like, yes, I'm totally open. I'm totally into being open to the environment, but I don't really want to deal with some things that I think sometimes or I remember. And but
Yeah.
no, that's a part of the equation too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a which hang on. I think I'm going too many steps ahead in the conversation. So that being present to the things in ourself, um, there's this spiritual teacher, this Austrian guy, Thomas Hubel. Um, he talks about when it comes to this kind of internal being aware of what's coming up inside myself, of I'm thankful for the things that I can see, and I'm thankful for the things that are staying hidden. And the way, what he means by that is like when you are dealing with yourself in a moment, in a situation, um, or at least this is what I think he means by it. When you're dealing with yourself in a situation, there will be things about yourself that you can see, and there will be things about yourself that you can't see. And oftentimes, for people who are on this path of personal development, there's this sense of like, oh, how am I, however old I am, and I'm still dealing with this problem. And his point is that like the the meaning, he wouldn't, this is to kind of bring his point into our language that we're developing in this moment. But this meaning, this attending to the environment, to nature, and to what's coming up from the self, um, what comes up from the self might be numbness, it might be confusion, it might be an inability to see to the heart of my particular problem in this moment. Why am I so jealous? To kind of touch back on that other thing that we were talking about as an example, but like not knowing where that comes from, you can choose. That's the reality that you have to relate to is I
Mhm.
don't know. And as soon as you're like, well, I can't not know, I have to figure it out. You're pushing that aside and you're trying to bring something else in. But if you
Right.
can, if you,
Yeah.
his point is like, oh, the part of you that is creating the not knowing, and he does a lot of trauma work. He's very trauma focused, so he deals with people with a lot of like psychological intense abuse history and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So the part of you that is like that is numb to that or is blocking that is doing you a favor. You needed to
Yeah.
do that to
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
And what you want, the best way, the best thing you can do if you're like, I'm 80 years old and I'm still angry at my mother. She's passed years ago, but I'm still angry at her. Is like, okay, I'm angry. I don't know why I'm angry. There is a part of me that is protecting me from the ache that's at the root of the behavior that is developing as anger, that shows its head as anger. And be with that, be okay with that, because that's the only way you get to a point where that doesn't impact you anymore, or where the truth of it is revealed, the light shines on the pain, the lead is alchemized into gold. But to the extent that you're like, well, I have to know what it is, so I'm going to put this label on it. I'm going to put this
Yeah.
label on it. I'm going to act as
Yeah.
if that's real, and you're not paying attention to that moment, that focus in the present moment of, is does this feel aligned? You're actually alienating yourself from the
Right.
problem that you're attempting to resolve. You're actually pushing it away from yourself by trying to solve it that way. You
Right.
solve it much better by letting it be unknown than you do by trying to slap a label on it before it tells you what it should be, before it tells you its name. In the sort of the magical sense of, when you know the name of something, then you have power over it. You stand in relation to it as the leader that it's being reported to, as opposed to
Right.
being subject to it.
Yeah.
Once you know it, and if you put a name on it that isn't true, then it's controlling you.
Right. Yeah.